I think I had COVID for the last 2 weeks. Yeah, my fucking roommate gave it to me. You know the one who like fucking comes out to make noise whenever I start singing or recording? Yeah, that one. that motherfucker. Takes an hour to come out and do dishes while I'm singing. Dishes that I could literally do in like 2 minutes. Um, yeah, no. My roommates piss me the fuck off, and I love it. I love it because um, I'm gonna be laughing at a lot of my raging bonata moments tonight. Um, and it's yeah. I'll tell you a few more stories later in a bit. But also, hello, welcome. Oh yeah, no, everybody's getting sick these days, and it sucks. Um, it really sucks. Yes, grr. Um, no, but there's something I learned. I listen to a lot of Bill Burr podcast, and I listen to it because uh, he's an angry, uh, angry ball of anger, just like me. Uh, and so I can really relate, and I could feel like not alone when we both rage like crazy. Um, so the one thing I learned was he sort of slipped out and said his formula for coming up with his angry comedy is he'll start by like because things piss him off every day, like they piss me off every day, and he'll start by directing outward, and being pissed and talk about how pissed he is at things outside, but then he'll direct it inward afterwards. So I'll see if I can learn to do that today. But no, I've been majorly uh, depressed. Didn't even go to work today. I was just like in my bed, like contemplating, like a corpse, like every day. It's just been lying awake in my bed thinking, God, I want a dildo. But I stopped taking meds. Not for the mental shit, but for my metabolism. Um, and kind of the worst thing about that is I lose a lot of my dance stamina. My metabolism goes up, my heart rate goes up, I lose a lot of stamina, I lose a lot of breath. So I just run up a mountain these days, and and I run up a mountain while singing and dancing. It's great. It helps me sort of boost up my stamina. I recently did that BTS marathon too. That helps me boost up my stamina too. That's something I really like about I don't really want to say sports because I don't know what sports is, but like working out and stuff, like physical activity. You put in the work and you get the results. It's science. Unlike everything else. Like, oh my God, am I gonna like get hired today? Are they gonna like me? Or, does this person want to go on a second date with me? I don't know. Like, just no control over one's life. And my wireless adapter just went cray, and it's fucking pissing me off. Fucking paid for this fucking shit. Um, no, it's science. Uh, it's like H2O when you get like two hydrogen atoms and combine it with one oxygen atom, you get water, you get H2O. It's not gonna be like one day, the atoms just go, bitch, I'm gonna be, carbon monoxide today. Go fuck yourself. No, it's not gonna happen. You get out what you put in, and that gives me some comfort. Um, I was hanging out with some friends last night, playing Jackbox, and one thing led to another, telling stories, um, sort of about the past, and let me see if I can lower all this background noise that I turned on. I expected it to be a little noisier in here earlier, but it's not as noisy anymore. One sec. Alright, now I can actually hear myself think. Um, Yeah, I know we were talking about stories and like things we did, places we worked, and I was like, yeah, I worked at this arcade, and the thing I remember the most about it is there was this one fat kid that always came, and he was just so chubby and round and fat, And we had like all this equipment that we'd put on, like straps and backpacks and stuff like that, right? Stuff that soaks up the sweat. And he would sweat so much and have so much fun. We'd have to alcohol wipe it like 3 times, like alcohol wipe it and dry it and then wipe it again, get it, wet and alcohol and, scrub it and everything, just to sort of get the get the fat kid sweat out. But I was like, it had so much fun. It it doesn't really matter. And then my friend Scar was like, hey, that's fat shaming. Now I'm gonna tell you something. And Scar will enjoy this. Scar is like, I've never mentioned their name before, right? It's your first time hearing it. Scar is like one of those third tier friends, There's like the first tier, which is like the closest people to me. And then there's like the second tier, which is like I still consider them like good friends, but maybe not like super, life or death close. And then there's like the third tier, which is like the group of people I'd only hang out with like if we were in a whole group, right? And like if we were on a whole Discord call and like the one person that connects us, as friends, just leaves and gets out the room, it just becomes like really awkward, like. like all these like weird like dad noises start coming out just to sort of fill in the room, even though I'm mute, but I'm still doing it behind the mic. But I know like Scar's fat shaming joke, it was obviously a joke, right? It was poking at the irony of how quick people are to accuse, right? Accuse, oh, you're fat shaming, and that's bad, cancel. Speaking of cancel, I think my mature thing is still up. I'm just gonna believe it is. No, so that was sort of the irony of the joke. But I'm slow, so I'm like, what's wrong? I mean, like, it's a fact. The kid was fat. That was like 2-3 years ago. Maybe not fat anymore. I wasn't like, hey, like that fat fuck. No, I wasn't like that. Or like implying that he shouldn't be fat. Like the fat's on his body, not mine. I can still dance. doesn't bother me. And I think it's okay when it's ironic like that. But y'all know when it's not ironic, people start throwing like, "Oh, you're fat shaming," and I don't know. I feel like there's multiple layers of fat shame. There's like, I think like self-shame can be good, right? There's also a line right there that's like, oh, I'm gonna self-shame myself into motivating myself to do something about a problem I believe I have, right? And then there's like the self-shame where it's like I'm just stuck in a hole and I can't get out, and I'm going nowhere, and that's not great either. But whenever I see like, someone shaming another person, or sort of like stepping beyond their own body, right? Beyond the world of their own control, I wonder why. And my, biggest suspect and guess is insecurity. I believe it's insecurity. I believe, when I'm fat shaming someone, I'm actually afraid of being fat myself. Right? The reason why it bothers me so much to see someone who's not me, right, has nothing to do with me, just this other random stranger. I'm just looking at them. They're not doing anything to me. I'm just looking at them. I'm like, fat shame. I think it's because I'm afraid. I'm afraid here. The accuser is afraid of being fat. It's got nothing to do with the fat, though. Just don't look at the fat. But it makes me uncomfortable. Right? It makes the person uncomfortable. That's why they sort of like lash outward. And to that I say, well, fuck you, just don't look. It's two gay dudes kissing. It makes me uncomfortable. I'm not used to it. I don't get turned on by it. I mean, it's like, well, you have full control of your body, right? You just turn and boop, right? You're not looking at them anymore. Problem solved. But it's like, what am I really afraid of, right? If I do that, if I'm someone who does that, it's like I'm trying to eradicate the existence, the entire existence of this thing, never to come into my mind again. Oh, and to sort of clarify again, right? Like if I'm going, ew, like don't do that, right? You make me uncomfortable. You two people kissing, right, in front of me at this restaurant makes me uncomfortable. Oh, I'm afraid I'm gay, right? I'm afraid of being ridiculed or shunned or even just myself questioning my own identity. I'm afraid of all that. I'm afraid of getting struck by lightning because, those are God's rules, right? Like thou shalt not be gay. You've got that written somewhere, right? Oh wait, but like I live in America, so, we're free to fuck whatever we want, right? It's really confusing. Like I can shoot a shotgun while I have my dick in another guy's ass. Like, right? God bless America. Just don't look. Right? You could if you were truly, if you truly just felt uncomfortable, you could just not look. But if you can't, I think that's another problem. Like someone being racist to someone else, or you see someone being racist to somebody else. Wait, hang on. I think I left out something I wanted to talk about. Or I copy and pasted it wrong. So, oh no, never mind. I got it. I got this right. I just messed myself up. Yeah, like calling out racism. You're being racist. You're canceled. It's like, and you see one person being racist to another person, and I'm standing here and I yell into this megaphone, like, what the fuck? Makes me think, okay, well, what am I afraid of? Oh, I'm afraid of being racist. This is what I think. These are all my opinions, all right? I'm afraid of losing followers. I'm afraid of being shunned by society. So I just shout louder. The louder I shout, the safer I am. I think it's okay. It's valid to be afraid of being a racist. It's no fun. It's no fun being a racist, being an asshole, being a terrible person. It's no fun. Take it from me. The worst part is when you're a terrible person, you don't even know how much you're hurting yourself and how much, and the people around you. So it's okay to be afraid of that, of being that. But it's not okay to cancel somebody else just because I'm afraid. Nothing to do with them. It's all in here. It's like how it's okay to be afraid to be fat, but it's not okay to fat shame someone else. It's okay to be afraid to be gay. We're taught to be afraid of this every day. Take Florida for example. Just don't look at it. So okay. This is the part that reminded me of Bill Burr, the comedian I listened to, the podcast. Was talking about the story at a restaurant. And he saw, it was at one of his stand-up specials, but he saw this, it was at a restaurant, saw these two gay dudes making out. And then he just went, ugh, and he turned away. That's all he did. And the lady he was eating dinner with at the restaurant was like, you're homophobic, and started blasting him. Of course, this is my perspective of his perspective of the story, right? So it's all fucked up. But in my interpretation of it, it's like, okay, Bill felt uncomfortable by something, and he looked away, right? That's like what I've been saying, just look away. He did that. But the lady was like, the lady was uncomfortable looking at Bill, looking away, but she didn't just look away. She started calling him homophobic, and then I apply the same formula, right? This crazy logical loop I've developed. What are you afraid of? Bill, instead of looking away, he could have started reciting verses from the Old Testament Bible, and like an exorcism in the middle of the restaurant, but he didn't. So why would you, the lady, instead of looking away, like he did, start reciting verses from the L.A. Cunts Bible? I don't understand. Well, I do. I'll tell you why. Because you're afraid of being homophobic, so you attack to protect yourself. And that's the theme of today's stand-up. Because that's me. Everything that pisses me off or bugs me only does because it reminds me of me. Yeah, tonight I'm going to talk about everything that turns on my fucking raging bonata. I'm going to try really hard to apply that Bill Burr direct outwards. but also like direct inwards. Not just be angry. That's no fun. That's no fun for like other people listening to. It's not even fun for me to listen to afterwards. Let me see if I can lower the background noise audio a little bit more. It's getting real quiet now. Okay, that should be okay. Yeah, no, I listen to a lot of the podcasts, and every time Bill Burr like gets angry, he's ranting it on every podcast, right? So, and it makes me feel good because it makes me feel like, oh, I'm not the only one ranting. Like this person rants too. Let me listen to this person rant for a change, instead of my own crazy rants. So every time, so at one of the specials, when he still had a dog, he was talking about how he took his dog who seemed crazy, acting all out, biting people, to a dog trainer. Dog trainer said, "Oh yeah, that's your problem. You're amping this dog up, and every time you get like angry or like flip out, the dog's like angry and flips out and tries to attack whatever is hurting Bill." So, and I was thinking one night, listening to Bill rant about something, it was like, oh, fuck this or fuck that. I'm like, oh, yeah, fuck this, fuck that. I was like, oh, I'm acting the same way the dog is. Bill goes, oh, like fucking, ref, stupid football call. And the dog goes, yeah, fuck him, fuck that ref, and his amping, he bites the next person he sees when they go out on a walk. And I was in the shower, I'm like, oh my God, that's me. Like one time, Bill was talking about, like fuck that vegan waiter cunt who stole my fucking sunglasses, and I'm like, yeah, fuck that vegan waiter cunt. I'm just in my shower, like doing my shampoo. I'm like, fuck that waiter. and he's like, another story. He's like, oh, fuck that taxi driver cunt who drove me back to the airport. And I'm like, yeah, fuck that taxi driver cunt. But he's married now, and has kids. And I guess another reason I listen to the insanity, to sort of add on to my insanity, is he gives me a little bit of hope, as weird as that sounds, because I relate so hard, and he's 20 years older than me. I'm like, maybe he's kind of like me, but 20 years from now, right? I can sort of like look at him as a reflection of my future self, which is very valuable, I think. Hardships and problems and troubles that he has, it makes me think that like if he could do it, maybe in 20 years, like even I could be a bald ginger cunt. So I'm gonna try to apply that formula: direct outwards, be angry, and then see if I can find an origin in myself. Also, an aside, I was watching a Trevor Noah stand-up special, and he was talking about how his friends asked him to go out to drink. He didn't want to drink, and they called him a pussy. And then Trevor went on this, huge rant about, pussies are like the most, strongest, organism things in the entire world and nature, right? Like a whole human comes out of them. Oh my God. And like they're really strong, and it was great. And I recently looked up the definition of cunt. I think maybe I got this wrong, but doesn't cunt mean the same thing as pussy? Isn't it kind of weird that we associate all the private parts to bad things? Like you're being a cunt, or you're being a pussy, or you're being an asshole, you're being a dick. Yeah, just another one of those shower thoughts. It's weird. So I'm gonna try the that formula on a few sort of things that I might have talked about, or just things that happened to me. I've been ranting a lot about how dating profiles that offer so little about a person piss me off. So, for example, like, oh, hey, I'm this name, I'm this age, both of which are on like the top of the profile, not in the description that you need to repeat, by the way. But it's like, oh, I'm this name, I'm this age, just here looking, trying this out, hope we can or like match or whatever. And I'm like, and this is a VR dating app, I should have given the preface here, and I'm like, you've given me nothing on who you are or what your values are or what you like to do, similar interests. And I sort of equated it to trading. It's like I'm giving this and like, I want something in return. I want someone interesting or someone I can share similar interests with, whatever, similar values. And it pisses me off. I went on this whole rant about how people should write their profiles better, to write them the way I think they should be written. Of course, terribly insane. Insane. Trying to control other people like that. But if I apply that sort of, direct out and then direct in model, it's like, what am I afraid of? What is actually going on, right? Like, why do I actually feel this way? Oh, I'm scared of being alone. like on that VR dating app, it's either be alone or be an e-boy. And I'm not gonna be a fucking e-boy. Like could you imagine like me, this, walking up on like a Just Be or like full body, what's it even called? FBT Heaven or whatever, where people go ERP, and I'm like, I don't know, like do a really bad lap dance, right? And I just act all cool, like, yeah, yeah, I've actually never been, I don't know how e-boys act, I just want to make fun of them. One time, IRL, I flew to Atlanta to help my friend propose. It's so stupid now that I say it out loud, but I did, and I helped them propose. Like I got them Starbucks and stuff, gave them emotional support. I was useless. I don't know why I was there, but I was there. I stayed with them at their house. At that point, they were already living together, and once it was done, right, the proposal was done, I had like one more day, and then I'd fly out, right? I want to get some fried chicken and stuff. I booked my own hotel, and when they found out, they got mad. They got mad at me for booking a hotel and not staying at their house for that last day. Like right after the proposal went through and was a success, right? Like in my head, I'm like, okay, let me get the fuck out of your way, right? Because if I were you, I would want anybody else to get the fuck out of our way, and then we fucking bang, right? Like I don't want a guest or a stranger in my house like the day. Anyways, that was my thinking. I don't think that was how they thought. They were very traditional for one thing. They were like, they treat their guests really well, with a lot of respect, with, when someone comes and visit and, goes through the effort to traveling and coming here in the thought, right, of even visiting them, right, thinking of them, they want to pay it back and at least house them, right, give them a good experience. And I sort of just like chucked all that out. So they got a little upset. So I was at their house first and they were coming back. And when they came back, I was sitting on the couch. I was playing like a PSVR thing for some reason. I was bored. And this is what pissed me off. They walked over to the couch and one of them sat on my left and the other sat on my right. They clasped their hands one over the other and looked down at me. And that's what pissed me off. And immediately I was like, hey, what's going on here, right? Why am I being surrounded and being like, leaned in on? And I immediately go on this like, what the fuck's going on mode. Like why are you acting like my parents? What the fuck? Y'all like just got engaged, but like move the fuck out of my way, or y'all about to be dead, a dead couple. Like I'll even like make it look like y'all had a heart attack while fucking, because they were some actual fat fucks. I can say that because they know me, and it's a little bit factual if you think about it. It's like literally the definition of fat fucks. Two fat people fucking. Don't cancel me. So why would I immediately go to like murder when someone just wants to sit down and say, we want to give you a good time at our house when you visit as a guest? Yeah, it all goes back to my childhood. Um, Let me take a drink. I feel a little bad because I think I scared my roommates off. I did the outward thing, but I didn't. I took too long to come. I haven't even come inward yet. Anyways, um, no, I learned a lot when I went through some therapy like 3 months ago now. Um, and one of the big things that was plaguing me was I flipped the fuck out whenever I saw dirty dishes in the sink. Um, and every time I saw dirty dishes, I would just get really triggered and I got really angry and I look around to the left, look around to the right, and then I just go motherfucking fuck, cunt ass, motherfucking fuck, shit ass, fucking fuck, right? That's what I would do every day. Every day, there's dishes in the sink because that's where they belong. Sometimes I have to admit. Um, but what therapy taught me is step one, fact check. Just fact check. Like you'll have no idea how helpful, not you, me. I had no idea how helpful fact checking, just simple fact checking was. And I sort of went through this little formula that they gave me. It was like, okay, first is like recognizing I'm angry, and then recognizing that my anger is valid. It's real. It comes from somewhere. I shouldn't just ignore it, right? I shouldn't be angry, slam the door, and then just continue being a cunt every day, right? No, that doesn't work. Actually, I fucking hate. Another thing that triggers me is people who say I shouldn't feel these feelings. I shouldn't be this. I shouldn't be depressed. I shouldn't, I should be happy. Fucking hate those jackasses. Anyways, um, formula was okay. Dirty dishes. I am upset at the dirty dishes because I'm afraid, and then I start like listing these things out. I'm afraid I won't be able to cook. I won't have clean dishes to use. And it's like, that might be like 1% true, 2% true here and there. But what really is the problem? Oh, I get upset at the dirty dishes because I'm afraid that my mom will abuse me. Yes, basically. Will shout and attack me because somebody left dirty dishes in the kitchen. That was basically my entire childhood, in a nutshell. So the next thing that therapy taught me was, well, fact check it. Is the fear true, right? Is my fear of my mother attacking me on a Sunday morning in my own house while we live across the country from each other, can she magically materialize in my kitchen and start fucking attacking me? No! Wow! And I didn't get triggered over the dirty dishes anymore. I was so happy. There was this huge load, just taken off my body every fucking day, raging about the fucking dishes, blaming my roommates for something that the whole outward thing, it was actually in me. It was something inside me. And I was able to resolve it. Other people didn't have to fix anything. It wasn't their fault. Me trying to control other people, try to get them to clean up the dirty dishes, that wasn't gonna solve it, ever. And it was sort of that internal process within me, figuring out why I felt that way, and fact-checking it, and proving, oh no, that's false. My fear that causes all this stuff is false. Great. So I was very happy. But and I was really happy, and I think like after a few sessions, maybe like within 2 months, right, of therapy, I was talking to my therapist, and they were like, you're doing really well, like graphs and stuff. You're up, stonks are going up. You're great. And I'm like, yeah, I feel really good too. And I'm like, wait, just in case, let's schedule one more session. Let's not like call it quits and just, I'm cured, right? One more session 3 months from now. I'm like, if there is still some issue underlying somewhere, it probably would come out in like 3 months 6 months. And if by then I'm doing pretty well now, right? I figured some stuff out. About 2.5 months later, which is a few weeks ago, um, I'll also say one of the big topics that I was talking to my therapist about, my last session was, I learned all this stuff. I know what's sort of the cause of my anger and my depression too. It originates from my childhood, from my family, from my mother. Hey, by the way, I'm going on vacation with them in a few weeks. Got any tips? To like just all the stuff that I built and worked on and developed and figured out. Just like I don't want it to just go like fucking out the window. So he gave me some tips. Some tips that one of them was like fact checking, right? Like when someone attacks me, right? Accuses me of being something, to try to make me feel guilty, I fact check. I'm like, oh, that's actually not true. You're actually bullshitting, and you actually are saying that shit because of other problems that you've had in your childhood that you never figured out. So that was okay. That was like a layer of defense. Another was setting boundaries. I don't know if this is funny anymore because I didn't actually write jokes about this. I'm just off the cuff. And I, like an idiot, I was like, I don't know what to do. I don't know. How do I set boundaries with my home family when we're going on vacation? Even though my therapist sort of gave me examples and helped me out as much as he could. It was a failing on my part because I didn't set boundaries. I just sort of went in, and by day 3, my parents started like questioning my life choices and the whole like attack, like that feeling that I had when my 2 friends who just got engaged were sitting around me. That was happening, but they were in front of my face while I was sitting down. They were looking down directly at me, and I was ready to murder someone. But another thing that I learned in therapy was grounding skills, which lucky for me I have been able to develop and continue to use, even through all the rest of the stories that I'll tell tonight. Which is, for example, when I get triggered, I just leave the situation. Go for a walk, get out, right? Just get out of the situation, because I'm not thinking clearly. They might not be thinking clearly. So I did that. And anyways, I'm not going to go through all the details. It's not funny. So it was awful. It was a total shitstorm of a vacation. So now I come back, right? Like I was on the up and up, high stonks, and then I go fucking down here, right? Miserable during my vacation, and now I'm back to real life. I'm back to my life. I'm home. And one day, and remember, I don't get triggered by dirty dishes in the sink anymore, right? Because my mom can't hurt me. I'm decided to make hamburger steak, and I had this massive package of ground beef that I was gonna use, and I'm holding the package. It's like a little bit defrosted. I want to walk it over to the sink to marinate it. I go over to the sink. I look down at the sink, and I see an empty half-gallon lactose-free whole milk carton just sitting there on the sink, chilling like a villain. And I felt it. I felt it like come, and I was like, okay, hang on. Remember what you learned, right? I don't get pissed at the dirty dishes anymore. So what did I do last time? Okay, fact check. Okay, so what is my fear? Yes, my mom can't hurt me. Okay, well, then why else am I fucking getting pissed right now? I'm afraid I won't be able to cook. Okay, so fact check. Is that true? Yes. And then I looked to see if nobody's around, and I went, and then I was like, I'm gonna fuck that shit up. I went total psycho mode, and I was just like, fucking, motherfucking fuck shit, cunt ass, and on the third punch, on the cunt ass, I missed, and I proceeded to walk around with 3 thumbs for several days. Pow! And just suddenly it's like, where did all this blood come from? And then I'm like, did I puncture like the ground beef or something? And then like a good like 5 seconds that felt like 5 minutes later, it was like ah, and the pain just sets in. I stomped on upstairs, putting on my Neosporin, you know, bitch moaning, complaining, blaming my roommates again. And I proceeded in that state to bitch moan and complain until my roommate made me hamburger steak for me. Oh Jesus, I got a lot to learn. I was so pissed. I talked about it on M's Discord. I posted a picture, with the whole story and the picture of the completed hamburger steak. I was like, it was delicious, nevertheless. Next day, I'm not done getting pissed off. Next day, M saw the picture of the hamburger steak, and they were like, "Wow, that inspired me to make like hamburger curry." Right? This great story, this very positive experience, and I should be happy, right? I should be happy that something my picture inspired them to make this curry. The curry looked delicious, absolutely delicious. Hamburger curry. Like I got in the ingredients to make what M made, right? This really happy event. But I looked at it and I was like, M, that wasn't Kanada's roommate's hamburger steak. That was my fucking hamburger steak, my fucking idea, my recipe. I gave them step-by-step instructions on how to make it. That was my fucking hamburger steak. So it's the second my thumb got better, like literally like on day 3, day 4, it stopped bleeding. I made another hamburger steak, posted the pic, just out of fucking spite. Yeah, I probably have like high cholesterol levels by now. So, I got a long way to go. During all that, while my thumb is still purple, I was watching a movie with Simon, and it was a special movie. Like, have you ever like shared a movie you really like from your childhood, or just a movie you really like with people, and you want to make it like a really good experience, right? Like you're hosting this experience, you're sharing a personal experience with somebody when you're hosting that movie. And for me, that carries a lot of weight. I care a lot about it, so I want to be respectful. So suddenly it felt like there was a lot riding on this movie, right? Like me participating and being respectful and sharing a part of Seven's movie experience. Halfway through the movie, fucking Comcast dies. It dies, and the reason why I complain about, like, actually, no, I was about to say, one of the things that triggered me the most is when shit I pay for doesn't work, right? Like, that's why I complain about DoorDash so much. I was about to say that's why I complain about VRChat, but I just remembered I don't pay for VRChat. It's free, but I still bitch, moan, and complain. So that's probably not related. It's probably not related. The reason I'm so angry is probably not related to how much I'm paying. It's probably something else. We'll figure that out, I guess. But continue the story. 10 minutes of downtime, or even longer. I didn't stick around to find out. 5 minutes into that, you find me on the phone with Siri, going with Comcast Siri, going, "Fuck you, you fucking fuck, go fucking fuck yourself," yelling at this bot that's not human. But like part of me is hoping they'll actually take it for quality assurance and somebody will listen to it. Either way, 15 minutes into the call, I go, fuck you. Every question that the Comcast Siri is asking me, right? Oh, like, is this your address? Or is this your phone number? Is this, what's happening? Oh, tell me, troubleshoot. Every time it's like, I'm like, representative, you fucking fuck, go fucking fuck yourself, right? I'm not answering the questions. 15 minutes, finally, I make it through, and Comcast Siri is like, oh, it seems like we're doing some maintenance on your... I'm like, couldn't you tell me this like 15 minutes ago when I first called? You're like, I called you, what do you think I was calling you for? Just hoping to wish you a happy day? No, something's fucking not working. So couldn't you just tell me that, oh, there's maintenance, yeah, that's probably why you're calling? No, bullshit, fucking bullshit. I don't believe that was maintenance at all. So I rage quit the call, and I was like, I need to murder someone right now. I was bloodthirsty, and at the same time, my roommate walks up the stairs. And goes like, so Comcast, right? He didn't say it like that, but that's how I took it. He said something like, oh, Comcast down again, right? I'm a fucking psycho. So then like, but that's how I took it, right? So then I'm like getting even more triggered. Alarms in my head now. Red alert, red alert. I didn't answer him. I just ran down the stairs. And as I was running down the stairs, I saw these like cardboard box trash. Normally trash that I would have gotten pissed about, but I was too pissed about this other thing to be pissed about this thing. So I picked up the cardboard boxes, trash laying on the floor. They don't belong on the floor anyways. I just ignored it. I picked up the cardboard boxes, ran to the garage. I saw this pipe. I saw this pipe in my garage. I picked up the pipe, metal pipe, right, really long metal pipe, and I tossed the boxes down. And the cardboard, there's like maybe like 3 or 4 or 5 of them, and they're all like on the ground, looking at me, sobbing, no dignity, begging for mercy. And before they could say another word, I whipped them about 20 fucking times with my pipe until they just stopped screaming. And then I drove up a mountain and took a pretty picture of the moon, and went home half an hour later, and apologized to 10 times. I'm gonna take a break. Chest voice. My notes in the little asterisk say serious, like believe, serious, get in the zone. I don't know how else to say. I'm a fucking psycho. Please believe me. I'm a fucking psycho. I'm a fucking asshole. Like all of these stand-up sets, and even the music, the dancing and the saying, I'm trying to convince you with dick hard evidence, I'm a fucking psycho. But my friend Phoenix taught me this thing. They said, remember, Konata, your asshole's on your butt. And I appreciate that. I'm attacking everybody tonight. No one's safe. I appreciate that. But what I didn't appreciate the other day, hi Phoenix. The other day, I was on this spiral, right? This downward spiral. I was lashing out, and even though there was something in here that I was supposed, not supposed to, but I wasn't looking at. I'm like, I'm an asshole. And Phoenix was like, you're not an asshole, and explain these things, and Phoenix was really smart. They didn't like start like telling me what I should do or why I shouldn't do it. They were like, well, when I call myself an asshole, I bring everybody down. I'm like, I don't give a fuck about what other people feel. And like, if I could live on an island with no people and not feel lonely, I would. If I could hurt the people I care about and not feel bad, I fucking would. But I can't, because I'm a stupid asshole. But no, your asshole's on your butt. All right, fine. You're right. You're right. You're right. You're fucking right. You're right. I'm being an asshole. But could you just imagine? Could you imagine just walking down the street, like being one big asshole? Like an asshole doesn't have legs, so you just be like, rotate, waddling down, like a penguin. Like imagine me like wanting to order fast food at the cashier, right? Like a McDonald's, and my lips just move like that. Every time I breathe and sneeze and cough, like it's just a fart. Everything's a fart. It'd be terrible. It'd be terrible if I was an actual one big asshole. Like when I'm horny, I just like hump the nearest fire hydrant. Oh my god, is that why dogs hump fire hydrants? It's because they're assholes. No, that's not true. Dogs are great. Dogs are great. My asshole's on my butt. But look, I mean, like, this is where I'm trying to negotiate, right? Like the stages of grief. It's like, well, can I at least reserve the right to be like at least 90% asshole, right? 10%'s the rest of my body and me. Like I just have a really large asshole, right? Like that's okay, right? That's why I think like when I'm laying in bed and like thinking about buying my dildo on Amazon, I'd have to scroll through all the options and pick black. That's all I had written for today. Thank you for listening to Raging Bonata, lashing out and hopefully talking about the root of my crazy. Okay, bye.